All right, what is what? It's your boy DJ Melly Mel live from Plug Radio for another episode of The Cage, the late hour edition. Guys, if you missed it, it went down in Palm Beach Gardens, Dwyer versus the Garden Gators, and it lived up to the hype. So I cannot wait for you guys to check out a new episode of The Cage with this right here. Let's go. All right, guys, let's jump right on into it, man. Dwyer beats Garden 68-58 on the road to improve to 10-8 on the season. We had a chance to talk with some of the fans before the game against the Dwyer Panthers, and here's what they had to say. All right, what is it? It's your boy DJ Melly Mel coming to you live from Palm Beach Gardens High School. We got a rivalry going on right here on Holly Drive. We got Gardens and Dwyer. Now I'm here with the father of Mr. Clutch himself, Mr. Fourth Quarter, Jordan Johnson, father. Man, Johnson, how we doing?
Great. How you doing tonight?
Nah, man, listen, this is not the time to be humble. This is not the time to be like, we're going to see. I'm telling you right now, I'm here to watch this game live with my own eyes. What can we expect from Palm Beach Gardens High School versus Dwyer High School?
They coming to play. They not backing down for nobody. Dwyer just the name. Anybody can be beat. It's game time.
Dwyer is just a name and anybody can be beat.
Anybody can be beat.
I got a question. If Palm Beach Garden wins tonight, do they deserve to be in the top 5?
Definitely do. Definitely. It's only right.
And what can we expect from your son, Jordan Johnson, tonight?
He coming to play. He ain't scared of nobody. He coming to play. You got to show him. You got to show him you better than him.
I'll be waiting on it. Now, Dwyer did lead at the half by a small margin of 3 points, but the Garden Gators owned the third quarter, outscoring the Panthers 19-11 in the third quarter. But in the fourth quarter, it was all the Panthers, led by junior guard Anthony Gatlin. Anthony scored 8 points in the fourth quarter, all coming under 3 minutes, even an electrifying dunk to give the Panthers a commanding lead in the fourth quarter. Now, to be noted, though, Trent Cooley for the Palm Beach Garden Gators did score 10 points in the fourth quarter to keep the game close, but his efforts were not enough for the Garden Gators to win this game. Here's what guard Tamarian Reed and Jordan Quince had to say after their win.
Really, just to attack the defense, get my teammates involved. They looked for me. I was hot, and they kept giving it to me. So I got to give all the credit to my teammates.
Dwyer improves to 10-8 on the season. Talk to me about the ups and downs of what this game means to you, getting you guys back on track.
Just got to keep going forward throughout the season. Can't look back on past losses. You got to learn from them.
Now, quick thing. So you guys were in a 3-point ball game at the halftime. What was Coach Ross's message to you guys going into that?
You just keep playing. You can't focus on the mistakes, and that's play mentality.
You know what I'm saying? We just put an extra work in. Me and JQ, we put an extra work in after practice. That's really all it is. Coach motivating us, our teammates motivating us. Just put extra work in. We're not having a really good season right now, so we're just trying to work it out. That's really all it is.
Now, you were just kind of a fly on the wall in that 23 team. You got a chance to see those guys play, work hard, and prepare for the season. What roles and what advice have they given you as you become a leader on this team?
Yeah, they just told me, man, what I'm saying? You got to work because you never know when your time going to come. That's all it really was, you know what I'm saying? Next man up. That's really all it is. That's what Coach tell us. That's what they all tell us.
Now, speaking of coaching, you got a legendary coach like Fred Ross, but another coach that you have on the bench is your dad. What does it mean to have your dad on the bench and as a coach on the bench as well?
It's just you get to ask a lot of questions on the court and off the court. He really helped me a lot. We talk about film. We talk about everything, really. Just good relationship.
And then final thing is, what does it mean to play alongside some talented players like a Anthony, like a Jordan, and just, having a young group that you guys can grow together with?
It's great. You know what I'm saying? We all know our roles and we all know how to hoop, man. So it's really it's good to have a group of guys like us, and we all want to work and we all push each other in practice.
Now, the question that I have, or the question that needs to be asked is this. What does this win against the rivals Garden Gators mean for the Dwyer Panthers? And who has more to lose right now? Is it Gardens or is it Dwyer? Now, here's what I have to say about this. First and foremost, obviously I was at the game and I covered it live. And the atmosphere was electric. The fans were all into the game. It was a sellout crowd. And if you have to look at this, right? Dwyer has had an up and down season, right? But here's what needs to be said. Dwyer does not duck competition. They have played an extremely tough schedule. And their losses have come to some really good teams. So I think we have to be very cautious on how we judge Dwyer record-wise because they have one of the toughest schedules in the state. And when you look at Gardens, and not to take nothing away from them, but this is, again, why I felt that Central deserved the fourth spot. Gardens is a really good team. And for the most part, they're relatively young. But it's when the game is on the line, can you go out and close out? Gardens had an amount of times to try to win that game. And I felt like if you looked at it down the stretch, the immaturity showed amongst some of the Garden players. You know, the Garden, when they were playing team-oriented ball, moving the basketball, collapsing on the boards, doing a really good job of boxing out, sealing off driving lanes to the basket, because Dwyer had about 5 dunks in the second half, mostly all in the fourth quarter, when Gardens failed to rotate properly on defense, and the guy that was in help that's supposed to be in the nail with his back to the baseline is too busy ball watching and got his head turned, allowing straight line drives down the baseline to give up dunks. And so when you look at it from that standpoint, they got away from what I thought was working for them. Early in the fourth quarter, Gardens was driving the basketball, getting the bigs in foul trouble, and getting to the line. But it kind of does you no good when you get to the basket, when you get to the free throw line, but you can't knock down free throws. And I thought that played an ultimate role in the part. And then as you look at the Garden Gators, their shot selection down the stretch, I thought could have been much better. I thought they settled for a lot of jumpers when they didn't have to. When I think they went away from what I felt was working. But the question though is, who has more to lose? Is it Gardens or is it Dwyer? I'm going to say Gardens because I believe that Gardens has control of their destiny. I believe that Gardens right now is playing some of the best basketball that we've seen in a very long time at Gardens. I mean, you have to go back to, maybe 4 years ago when the coach Mark from Polo Park was there, when they had a winning record, and before then they were not really that good, So Gardens, I think, has everything to lose because they've shown that they can beat a Palm Beach Central. Okay? They've shown that they can beat John I. So I think they have a legitimate shot in the district. And if you win your district, guess what? Automatic bid to the playoffs. Dwyer, no disrespect to any of those other programs. Atlantic, I think, is a really good program. Silver Ridge, I think, is a really good program. But if I'm not mistaken, they will win their district. I mean, let's just keep it real. T-Watt will put up a fight, I believe, but I think the Gardens, I think the Dwyer Panthers are going to be just too much for them. So I think Gardens has more to lose. Dwyer, and I've said this, and I've got crucified a lot for this. Dwyer in the playoffs will be a different team because they're getting their bumps now. They're playing stiff competition. They're getting their bumps now. Mark my words. Dwyer will be in the playoffs, and they'll shock a couple people. I guess what I'm trying to say, if you look at everything, right? Dwyer showed that they were the more composed, the more disciplined team when it mattered down the stretch. And they showed that, hey, just keep fighting. I had a chance to speak to some of the players at the end of the game, as you saw earlier in the clip, and they just said Coach Ross' message to them was just keep fighting, keep playing basketball. The shots may not fall, the shots may not be going our way right now, but if we continue to keep fighting, just keep playing defense, eventually we'll catch a rhythm. And they did, man. That young core of Anthony Gatlin, Tamarian Reed, and Jordan Quince is something serious, and it needs to be addressed that, hey, that three is a legitimate big three. And I'll be honest with you, man, they're just 1 or 2 pieces away from really, really being the team that, that I thought and that I know that they are. But they got a tough one. They got Jupiter on Friday, and it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for them. So, we'll see. But, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube page. Also, if you're watching this video, make sure that you comment and let me know what you think below. This is your boy, DJ Melly Mel. What game will I be at tomorrow or the next day? We'll see. Peace.